Hello, hello, everybody. Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Yes, good evening, everyone. Wherever you're watching right now, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. My name is Mary J. Stewart, and tonight I will be your host, and we will be talking about balancing career, family, and business with our beautiful team of business owners. Thank you so much. So let us introduce yourselves. First off, Sis Leonie.
Hello, everyone. My name is Leonie, a mom of three, personal support worker here in Toronto, an immigrant parent. I know what it's like to juggle work, family, and future goals while trying to make ends meet. I'm excited to share my journey tonight and hopefully encourage others who are looking to create more option and a better future for the families. Back to you, host.
Thank you, Sis Leonie. Now we go on to Sis Gemma.
Hi, everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you may be right now. So, my name is Jama. I'm based here in Vancouver, BC, Canada, and I'm an early child educator by profession. I am a wife and a mom of three adults. And yes, I do this online business part time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sis Gemma. And we'll go ahead, Sis Mako.
Yes, thank you, Sis J. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everybody, wherever you're watching us from. So, I am Mako, a child of God, a wife, mom of three, dedicated public servant, and of course, a proud digital business owner. So, I'm originally from Cebu, Philippines. So, I'm now in Edmonton, Canada, with my family. And of course, I'm so excited to share that you don't need to quit your job to have that option for your family. So stay for the rest of the session. Back to you, Sis Mary.
Beautiful. Well said. Thank you so much. Okay, back now. Your turn, Sis Ying.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And if you're catching us live or watching the replay, we truly appreciate you being here. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Ying Harlan. I'm a full time professional, just recently retired. And I'm also someone who started exploring the digital business space because I wanted to create more options for my future, and especially when it comes to time freedom, flexibility, and preparing for retirement. And like many other people, I realized that relying on just one income may not always be enough, especially with the rising cost of living. That's why I became curious and learning new ways to build an additional income stream online. So stay tuned. Our live conversation tonight is going to be a real talk, real chat with real people. So sit tight and grab a cup of coffee and relax. Back to you, host.
Thank you. I hope that one would encourage you to stay longer and see how this would apply to you, even though you're busy, a mom in a different field, and it is a global community that we are showing to you right now. And we're holding on to your first round of question. First off, for Sis Leonie, how do you prioritize your own goals, family, and business while continuing to serve others every day?
Thank you for that question, sis. As a personal support worker, my days can be very busy, sometimes unpredictable. There are days when I come home physically tired and emotionally drained because caring of others requires a lot of energy, patience, and compassion. For many years, I focused on everyone else's needs first, my clients, my family, my responsibilities, but I realized that if I didn't make time for my own goals and future, nothing would happen. What helped me was understanding that building a better future doesn't happen all once. It happens through small, consistent action every day. I don't try to do everything at the same time. Instead, I focus on priorities. My family comes first, my work responsibility comes next, and then I dedicated pocket of time to learning and building my business. Sometimes it takes 30 minutes before work, sometimes an hour after dinner, sometimes it's listening to training while doing household chores. I stopped looking for huge blocks of free time and started maximizing my small moments I already had. As a mom, healthcare worker, and immigrant parent, my why keeps me going. I want more choices for my family, more security for my retirement, and more freedom in the future. Whatever I feel tired, I remind myself that I'm not working for today, I'm building for tomorrow. That what helped me stay committed even on the busiest days, because every small step I take today is an investment in the future I want for myself and my family. Back to you, host.
Wow, very powerful. So, Leonie reminds us that caring for others doesn't mean neglecting ourselves. Even with long and unpredicted hours, it's possible to create space for personal growth and family. And when we have the right system, the support, and priorities in place. What I love about Leonie's story is that she shows us we don't have to choose between serving others and building a better future for our families. Okay, thank you so much. Sis Gemma, what's your take on this? Your question is, how have you found the time how have you found the time and energy to build a digital business while maintaining your commitment to education and family?
Hi again, everyone. Thank you for that question, Sis Marie. Yes, we know how busy teachers are, right? Especially in my case, I deal with young children, preschool. So it sucks our energy, of course, to be honest. That's why there came a point where I know that I have to prepare something for myself, for my family as well. Sorry, I have to clear my throat. Okay, so yes, I like that question of yours because I have some practical and realistic educator-friendly strategies that early childhood educators can use. Okay, so first and foremost, it is important that we talk to our family, right, to our spouse and to our children because we need their support. Really, we need their support. So I would set a protected hour or hours. So what does it mean? So I got home from work by, let's say, just before 6 o'clock. So if it's my time to prepare my the kitchen, I do my thing first. I do the kitchen first, of course. But if it's not, I go do right away. I go right away to my desk. I have here set up. So it's good thing that my husband is very supportive. So we have our own schedule in the kitchen. So like for example, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, that's my time for my business. And then I have a protected hour. So meaning to say I choose one consistent time break per day to do my stuff, my online business. So like 6 to 9 o'clock, that's my time. But on some days that I don't, I have to do my kitchen first, right? So you will know that we're all busy moms. So yeah, and sometimes I need to do errands like Tuesdays and Fridays. I do some errands after work. So yeah, so setting protected hours is very important. But like what I said, that would be successful if you talk to your family first. You should have this conversation. You should arrange this right within you. So on Saturdays as well, I have my protected hours. So from 10:30 in the morning to 12, I do my thing, and on Sunday night. I do my thing. So it is also important we balance our time with our time with our family because they need our time too, especially our spouse. They need us, right? So that's the reason why it is vital that we talk to them about this and make sure that they agree as well. It's not that you're the only one, parang ikaw lang may nag-agree noon, but how about them? They should also agree, right? Oh, okay, mom, I think that's good. So that's very important. Communicate with them. And second is I leverage the system and the templates that I have. So meaning to say, so when I do posting or when I do something live, I follow because we have our training, we have our system, so I follow those. So and then I use make use of the resources that I have. And how do I do that? By allotting some what I call is a micro work session. It's a short focus, like 30 minutes. I do that during my break time. So at work, I have my notes. So I write down what I need to post or what I need to do live, something like that. And also about posting, we make sure I made sure that I understand what I'm saying, that it's really parang um, you walk your talk. No, whatever you're saying, you are really doing it. So it's just not for the sake of posting, but we do things with intention. So that's the thing that I that's those are the things that I do on how I balance my work, my online business, and my family. Yes. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Is Gemma. That's amazing. So, Gemma's story shows that busy professionals can still create opportunities outside of their careers. By making small pockets of time consistently and leveraging proven systems, it's possible to build something meaningful without sacrificing family and professional commitments. Gemma is a great example that success isn't always about finding more time, it's about making the most of the time we already have. And we go on to our third guest. All right, Sis Mako, take the mic.
Yes. So my question: how do I balance serving the public, caring for my family, and of course growing my digital business without feeling stretched too thin? Yes. You know what is Marino? One thing I've learned, in working in public service, and then of course wearing all those many hats sometimes, uh, more than one hat at a time. No, a wife, mom of three, and then building my digital business on the side. I've learned that you don't need to find extra time. No, you become intentional with the time you already have. Because for a long time, I thought that I needed more hours in a day, but the reality is between my career, my family, my personal life, and my online business and everything else that comes up, there's just 24 hours in a day. And the breakthrough that that came was when I stopped asking myself, how can I do more? But I started asking, what matters most right now? So in my career, I take pride in serving, Albertans, the community. As a mom, of course, my family will always be my first ministry. And of course, we are all immigrants. And we find, we're always looking for that financial, stability. We understand that desire, like most immigrants, to create that stability, not only for us here in Canada or in our immediate family, but also back home. And then we also give opportunities for the people we love, not only our immediate family, but even relatives, right? Both here and in the Philippines. And what has helped me avoid feeling overwhelmed is realizing that, I don't have to say yes to everything and I don't have to do everything all at once. And like when I started my business, instead of trying to build my business, full time, as you can see, I'm still working. So I built it in the pockets of time, as what Sis Gemma shared. Now the pockets of time that we already have, those 15-minute breaks, those lunch breaks. So I have an hour break, so I take my 30 minutes to eat and then 30 minutes to spend, right, in my business, you know, early mornings, late at nights, dawn, depending on the time and like the dynamics of the family, you will have that extra time. Like I especially like when everybody at home is already asleep, so I have my quiet time, my peaceful time. So that's where when I do my business. And aside from that, I also learned that having a system is very important, especially for us. We have a lot on our plate. One practical insight that I can share is this: that you schedule your priorities instead of just prioritizing your schedule, because that's where the overwhelm will, come through. No, for me, everything goes into one calendar. So I have my Android phone, so I have my Google Calendar, and like if I show my Google Calendar to you, oh my God, it's so colorful. So I put everything there. So my work is fixed, so like the regular 8:30 to 4:30, but outside of that, so I have everything there: family commitments, activities, school activities, appointments, errands, even going to the grocery. I have to put everything there: deadlines, due dates, bills to pay, business activities, like in one place, so that I have that one single source. Like, okay, what I'm doing right now at this very moment. So I have that, and I also color code. So that's why my calendar is very colorful. So it just gives me that visual. I can quickly see. Oh, yellow is like for us, like all our lives. I put that yellow. Like other business is purple, and then the family so green and pink. So I have all those color coded in my Google Calendar. So it just keeps me organized, and it also helps the mental load, that you don't have to memorize everything. Oh, tomorrow I'm doing this, or there's an appointment. Oh, I have to pay. Right? So everything. So your mind is not a storage for all of those. So it will, you will crash. So it helps reduce the mental load of trying to remember everything, right? And when something, for example, I already have that set in the calendar, and something comes up, right? Like unexpected things, of course, right? All those things, happen. Um, I have three choices. So it's either I reschedule, I negotiate, or I say no. And that last part of saying no is really like, it took me a while to really say no, because we're used to saying yes all the time. And that simple approach really helps protect what matters most to me, instead of constantly being pulled in every direction. And it's also the same at work. You have that, you have that boundary. And I've also learned that, especially in our community, the mentorship that we have and the training, like the mindset training that we have, really helps. Because if you don't have that support, I will not be able to do this, right? To have that intentional priorities. um yeah, as what I've said, you don't have to figure it out on everything, on your own. uh our guidance in our community is really very helpful. And if there's one message I would leave tonight about all this wearing too many hats, be intentional with your time. As what I've said, 24 hours in a day we have the same. The difference is not often not how much time we have, but how intentionally we use it. You know, so I know career moms will feel too stretched, no, na always exhausted. So yeah, that's my practical insight for this question. And back to you, Sis Mary.
Thank you so much, Sis Meiko. You and I both have a colorful calendar. And it really helps to keep everybody has to share the same calendar so they know when to insert their appointments and priorities. So Sis Meiko has demonstrated that having a heart of service and a desire to create more freedom for your family can actually coexist. With clear priorities, the support, the intentional time management, we can serve our communities while also investing in our future. What stands out in Mako's stories is that serving others and creating opportunities with your own family don't have to be competing goals. Thank you so much. And our last for tonight, let's go ahead. Sising. You ready? How have you managed to balance a demanding career, your personal life, and building a digital business?
All right. Again, it's Ying here from Ontario, Canada. Thanks again for that question, Sis Marie. It's a good question. I think a lot of professionals can relate to that. So, for many years, I worked in the corporate world where deadlines, meetings, targets, and responsibilities were part of my everyday life.
Mhm.
Like many people, there were times when I felt my schedule was already full, and honestly, the thought of adding something else seems so overwhelming. So, What helped me avoid burnout was changing my mindset. Instead of trying to do everything at once, I focus on doing small, consistent actions every day. I learned that building a digital business doesn't mean sacrificing your family, your career, your personal well being. It's about being intentional with the time you already have. So I started by setting aside a few hours each week to learn new skills and work on my business. And some days it was just 30 minutes, some days a little more. So I also learned that the importance of prioritizing, setting boundaries, and giving myself permission to rest when needed. And one thing I realized is that balance doesn't mean everything gets equal time every day. Balance means knowing what matters most in each season of your life and adjusting accordingly. So for me, my career taught me discipline, time management, and resilience, skills that I now apply in my digital business. And because I have a supportive community and a system to follow, I never felt like I had to do everything alone. And I'm so lucky and blessed that I have this supporting accountability group team, um, that you can ask for help anytime because we're global, and anytime you can ask them a question, and same it you revert back if they need questions, and you're free. Everyone's available to whatever support they can give to each other. That's it for me, Coach.
Oh, thank you so much for that, Sissing. So, Ying's experience highlights the importance of working smarter, not harder. Even with the corporate demands and responsibilities, building additional income streams and future opportunities is possible when we use leverage systems and focus on long term goals. Ying reminds us that success doesn't have to come at the expense of our health, family, and peace of mind. Balance is possible when we build intentionality. Thank you so much for that. And now we go with our follow up question. Alrighty. So one question is that before we end, I would like to read one of our comments here. All right, we have a viewer. Hi, Vicky. Hi, guys. We're watching from Italy. See how global we are? Isn't that amazing? All righty. So next, let's okay. What one habit, system, or mindset shift that has helped you stay focused and avoid being overwhelmed? What's your take on this, Sis Leonie?
The biggest mindset shift for me was realizing that I don't have to be perfect. I just need to be consistent. Before, I would feel overwhelmed because I wanted everything done right away. Now I focus on progress, not perfection. Every day I ask myself, what is one small action I can take today that my future self will thank me for? When you focus on one step at a time, you stop feeling overwhelmed and start building momentum. Back to you, host.
Oh, well said. Thank you so much, Sis Leonie. What's your take on this, Sis Gemma?
I like that, what Sis Leonie has said. Okay, for me, my realization, because I'm so guilty about this, it's a discipline. Because discipline helps me to stay focused, and discipline matters because it's the bridge between your intention and results, especially for educators, who are like we are juggling work, family, and online business. And focus doesn't happen by accident. It's something you protect with disciplined habits, right? So discipline would help you removes decision fatigue, reduces overwhelm, and keeps your energy pointed in one direction instead of scattered everywhere. And most people think that discipline is about restriction, but for educators, discipline is actually about freedom. The freedom to grow your business without sacrificing your family or your career. And it's a structure that gives you space to breathe.
Great.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much, Sis Gemma. Alrighty. What's your take, Sis Mako?
Yes, thank you. Like, I agree with Ms. Leonie and Sis Gemma. But for me to add on, the practical insights that I hope our viewers will take away tonight is that it's a combination of a system and one mindset. Like the one I shared earlier about, putting everything, like for us, busy moms, we have a lot to consider, and then especially for me that I am the go-to person in the family, so I must know everything. So the use of the Google Calendar, it's free app, right? That keeps everything that my priorities that I need to, uh, schedule in one place, and of course the mindset shift because before I am a multitasker, and then that mindset shift of you know realizing that I can do everything at the same time and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to. So that's why even though it's hard, it's a challenge. So the rescheduling, the negotiating, and the saying no if it's not possible really helps me protect my time. Reduce my stress, stay present in whatever role I am serving, whether in my career, personal, or business. And because at the end of the day, you know, uh, focus isn't about doing more, but it's about being intentional. With what matters most for me. So back to you, sis.
Oh, thank you, Sis Mako. That's true. What's your take, Sis Ying?
Excuse me. Well, everybody said all the good things. So I'm just going to add on to that. Another mindset that would actually help me is understanding that progress is better than perfection.
Mhm.
Hindi kailangang perfect ang bawat ginagawa ko. What matters most is showing up consistently, even if it's just a small step forward each day.
That's
Because of that shift, I stopped putting so much pressure on myself. I instead of feeling so overwhelmed by how far I still had to go, I started appreciating the progress that I was making. At the end of the day, success isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about staying consistent, focus on your priorities, and trusting that small actions done every day eventually results to big results.
Mhm.
That's for me. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you so much for sharing, Sis Ying. So, if there's one message our audience can take away tonight, it's this: no matter your profession, whether you're in healthcare, education, public service, or in the corporate world, you don't have to choose between your career, your family, and your dreams. With the right mindset, support, and systems, it's possible to create a life that gives you purpose, the flexibility, and more time for the people who matters the most. All right, for our closing, guys, invite our audiences to your business pages. Sis Leonie?
Yes, if you're a busy working mom or dad, healthcare worker, or an immigrant parent who feels like there's are not enough hours in day, I want to know that you are not alone. You don't need more time. You need a plan and a vision for your future. If you like to learn how ordinary people are creating additional options of their future, visit my website www.leonidesmacatumbas.com. Registered your name and email address and explore the information available because your future deserves more than just hard work. It deserves a plan. Back to you, host.
Thank you so much, Sis Leonie. Thank you. Your turn, Sis Gemma.
All right. So, if you're an early child educator or a childcare worker, a daycare worker, and you finally felt that you have to think for yourself as well. I know we are dealing with children. They are so cute and we love what we do. It's our passion. But it's also important that we think about ourselves and our family. So, don't hesitate to connect with me, and you can visit my business page or my website. It's www.gemmavramos.com, and we have our complimentary information session that will at least show you how we do this business and to learn more. And there's no pressure. It's just It's just your way of checking it out if this is the right one for you, if it's the right fit. But if it's not, there's no problem. At least you have check it out, right? So thank you.
Thank you, Sis Gemma. Sis Miko, your turn.
Yes, so thank you so much. If you are a public servant, you don't need to quit your job. You can have options beyond your 9 to 5, uh, especially for your family. So we have our live webinar every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. Edmonton time, and just take a peek, and that starts from there. So my website is makeoandrohel.com. Register with your name and valid email, and you're gonna get the link to watch the webinar live. So back to you, sis.
Thank you so much. Sis Ying, your turn.
Okay, again, so to all our viewers, if any of what we've discussed tonight resonated with you, please register to any of our websites on the screen. My website there is www.yingharlan.com, and register with your valid email address, and you will be given an email to watch the complimentary webinar. This webinar is only for information only, and it's an overview of what we actually do as a digital business owner. And as what everybody said, we do have a complimentary webinar every Tuesdays and Thursdays that would give you an insights of the overview of what we do. However, if you want to learn more in depth of what we do, there will be a 149 US dollar fee, which is a 30-day money back guarantee. If the compensation package doesn't suit your lifestyle, we will gladly refund your 149. And like I said, at my everyday life, nothing changes if nothing changes. Back to you, host.
Thank you so much for sharing that. So, once again, thank you so much for watching our live tonight. My name is Mary J again, and my website is www.maryjstewart.com. And we'll see you all in the inside. Reach out to your mentors, and we'll guide you to your digital business success. Have a good night, guys.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Blessings.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.